It's May 15th, and I've got lots of things sprouting. I had a pheasant on here this morning. Anyway, my best pumpkin on the mound here is about right there in the middle. Right there. That's it. And pretty much everything I've planted is sprouting. Everything I planted in the last couple of weeks anyway. Lots of things that I've planted recently are not sprouting, but there's plenty of time for that. It's just starting to warm up now. And the tomatoes I planted last week are still growing. Everything's fine. Just wanted to show you my weed here real quick. My weed is growing very nice. Starting to get little flowers popping out. The ants seem to like this plant, whatever it is. And now, remember how I was all excited about a wild pumpkin? My wild pumpkin turns out to be, you can see those big pumpkin leaves there. It's not a pumpkin. This vine is like a pumpkin, but guess what? It's a wild cucumber, or mara. And the reason I figured that out is because I was fishing around. Give me a second here while I get it from a different angle. I was fishing around and I found this. This is the inside of the wild cucumber. You cannot eat the wild cucumber, but it creates a sort of like strange spongy loofah thing. And well, there seem to be a lot of them in this area here, so that's my indication that this is mara, the wild cucumber, and not a pumpkin. I could only hope that my pumpkin could grow that fast, but these wild cucumbers are pretty robust. There are also a lot of potatoes coming up, so I walked around, I counted 20 visible potato plants, and that includes the outside and inside, but here's just a couple of them. Here's one there. Pumpkin, potato, and potato, potato. Moving on this way, another potato, another potato. Now I'm going to quickly go to the inside because I want you to be able to see the potatoes I have been taking care of inside. I weeded them out a few weeks ago. They begin to get a lot of sunlight and they've grown a lot. So here is the inside potato farm. As I come from this side, there's a sunflower right there, by the way. One sunflower. That's all I've got so far out of thousands of seeds. The slugs eat them. Okay, so here is potato one. That's not the original I found. The original I found is over here, but here's another potato, and another potato, and this potato. This is actually potato one. And the amaranth, or not amaranth, I keep saying amaranth, the Jerusalem artichokes are coming up really nicely. They're about 1.5 foot tall now. And there's a few other small Jerusalem artichoke here and there. And I found these flowers that my daughter chose. They're quite a hard leaf. There's 1, 2, 3 here, and there's 2 over there by that thistle. I'm letting this thistle grow. And right by it are 1, 2 more of those flowers, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potatoes right here. So we got potatoes there. And today, just for future reference, I planted red potatoes next to little yellow potatoes. In each hole I put 1 red potato and 1 yellow potato, and I put them all right here. So I put like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and right below that other potato, 20. So I should have lots of potatoes right here. And here's my little buddy. Oh, there you are. I haven't seen very many of you today. Probably threw about 15 away out into the forest, just like this. And I threw them, and I haven't been killing them. I've just been throwing them back out there. So one other thing of interest is that I've been using the scythe. I've been cutting back everything. What I did last time was around out that way. You can see the edge. I need to probably scythe next week again because it's getting so tall, but you can see the edge where I've cut. Today I cut back through here. This was all tall and I've left this tuft of grass here, but I've raked up 6 or 7 piles of nettle and other stuff and leaves from under here, so clearing this area up just to prevent a highway of slugs, and that way they'll also come to these piles that I've made and start chewing on those dead leaves because they like eating dead stuff. They don't really care about the live stuff so much. They love my pumpkins and they love my sunflowers, but they also love to eat these dying and rotting leaves. So hopefully this will be an attractant for them. I'm going to let them kind of compost in piles. I'm going to eventually sweep them up and throw them in one big pile and let it compost. So I've cleaned that area up. I've left a bunch of stuff here in the middle, and I've turned these piles over from last week. And one last thing that I've done today, besides planting tons and tons of more corn, watermelon, and broccoli, I did a little swathing back here, just a tiny bit, because I figure when people come here, they're going to need a place for the bathroom. And so that's my trail up there that goes over and over the hill there to the water. But I figured here's a nice spot to pee or take a dump. It's kind of behind bushes, so I swathed that. I can come back and maybe rake it next week. Maybe scythe it again. And that's what I've got going today. Not a whole lot, but spent my whole day doing this type of stuff. Took a long nap when the sun was out and had a good time. So this place is really taking off. I'm way far ahead of schedule than I was last year. I had a flood about this time last year, and this is all underwater. If a flood comes this year, it's not going to destroy the mound because the mound is covered. It might rip off the top foot or two of dirt, but it won't be able to destroy the mound like it did last year. So got a good head start going this year. Very positive about this year. I've got a great cover crop of mustard and flaxseed growing everywhere. In fact, there's so much mustard it's hard to even see the flax. But for example, in the middle of the screen there, that's flax. And then moving up there, there's the mustard. And I have corn. Looks like my corn is sprouting already, so here's some more corn sprouting up. That's good, that's excellent. Got corn growing already. Alright, a little bit of rain, a little bit of sun, a little bit of love. This place is going to take off. It's going to be amazing. All my onions are even taking off here. This is onion. There's about, I think I counted 90. I thought 60 at first, but there's like 90 onions here. The pheasant has been kicking them out a bit. And I don't know if the pheasant actually eats the onions or not, but he dug some out, and I replanted some. And, well, it's going to be interesting. My pumpkins are doing well. The slugs have been leaving them alone. And I really think that last year the problem was the flood, because the flood made every slug come out of the ground. And this year I have hardly seen any large slugs yet. And I know it's early, but if I have a 2-week head start on slug season, hopefully my pumpkins over there will grow up strong enough and hairy enough that the slugs will leave them alone. I thought I would take the opportunity to film while it's actually raining. The rain's actually letting up a bit, so it's not as bad as it was. But this is 5 minutes of rain buildup. A swale is holding water, of course. That's what it's designed to do. but I bet it's a muddy, swampy mess down in there. So let's walk down in there and see if I fall down. Ooh, messy. Messy. Okay. I'm not going to walk down there anymore because it's just wet, wet, wet. You can see the water pools up down there though. And it's pooled up in various places all around here. So that is encouraging. And now it's completely lit off. The rain's passed over me. But the mound is now completely damp. So even just that amount of rain, tomorrow if there's any amount of sun, it's going to shoot up everything. It's going to take off, everything's going to start growing. Just have a look at all the sprouts. Thousands and thousands of mustard sprouts. All the grass is growing. I've got to mow the grass down. It still sounds like it's raining, but that's just all the water dripping off the trees here. And it's not raining here at all right now. So yeah, that's what it looks like right now. It's doing really well. Got a nice angle going up there. It's about the right angle. My only problem is that, as predicted, the rain has eroded off the top, and you can see some exposed wood there. There's not very much, but there's some. My other enemy, as much as I like my little mousy, there's been some mouse action here. They dig little holes. The pheasants do a different job. The pheasants kick out an entire area, but the mice dig specific holes. So I can tell the difference between the mouse damage and the pheasant damage, because usually the pheasant damage is a wide area where they've kicked things out, and the mouse damage is like those two little holes that they've dug in there. Alright, you can kind of see the spot that I did today. I wanted to go from this tree here and make a straightish line over there. And over there in that tree are some owl boxes. So I didn't want to go as far as it's only one owl box. I didn't want to go as far as the owl box. The point is, I'm clearing it back away from the mound so that the slugs don't have a super highway straight to it. And I think that'll slow them down a bit and maybe keep the ones that are back in the jungle back in the jungle.